Hello, everybody, and welcome to World Cinema Breakdown, or in short, WCB. As usual, this is Utkarsh Raheja, and I'm so happy that you could join me today. Well, what are we going to look at today, you ask? Well, give me a quick second, because I just want to remind everyone to please hit the subscribe button, and please hit the like button, which is the upvote button, so that it helps out the videos, and also, I'm so close to reaching my goal of 250 subscribers, so please help me in getting there. Okay, let's get back to this video because I am so excited. As I've already established in all my videos before, if you haven't seen them, please do so you can understand how big of a Marvel fan I am. I am a massive Marvel fan. And as you know, and if you don't know, well, I'll tell you. Last night, the new trailer for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness finally dropped. And I mean, people have been, myself included, have been so excited for this trailer and it finally arrived. And there's been such a massive build-up to this movie. So, of course, this trailer is going to generate so much buzz and so much excitement because the last probably year or maybe even more than a year or so of worth of Marvel content has basically been building up to this. And what I'm talking about is the whole concept of multiverses and, timelines and people going in and out of different multiverses and different timelines and things of that nature. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, please go watch Loki. Loki probably establishes the concept of timelines and multiverses probably the best out of any Marvel content in the last year. But even besides, the show called Loki, there was so obviously there's Loki, there's What If, and then also WandaVision. WandaVision not as much, but still it still hints towards these things. And then lastly, the most recent Marvel content, which was Spider-Man No Way Home. So these four things have really kind of pushed and built up the concept of multiverses. And I'm pretty sure where the point at which Spider-Man No Way Home leaves off is exactly where this movie is probably going to begin. But there's just so much buildup because with the concept of multiverses, you can have so many new characters, so many past characters, so many new characters can also be introduced from the quote-unquote future or different parts of the comics that haven't really been able to come to the big screen. But overall, I'm excited because, I don't know much about the comics, so even if there's a lot of comic book stuff in this upcoming movie, it's all going to be so new to me, so I'm super excited, and I'm just going to cut right to the trailer because I want to see what the heck is going on.
Every night, I dream the same dream.
Huh, those look like the steps to Kang's castle from Loki. Whoa.
The nightmare.
Hey, that's the exact watch he wore in Doctor Strange 1, or like the first Doctor Strange movie. This logo always gives me goosebumps. So he's talking to a female there, okay.
Protect our world.
You cannot control everything, Strange. You opened the doorway between universes, and we don't know who or what will walk through it.
So many possibilities.
Wanda.
Wanda.
Viz had his theories. He believed it was dangerous.
Well, who's this Minotaur?
He was right.
Whoa,
I'm sorry.
the effects in this movie are gonna be amazing. That was Carl Mordo.
Reality will not go unpunished.
Oh, who's this panel of people?
We should tell him the truth.
Wait, I recognize that voice. Oh my god, this looks even better than Mirror Dimension. The set pieces are so incredible. Evil Doctor Strange. The fights are gonna be epic in this.
You break the rules.
An octopus? Oh my god.
I do it. I become the enemy.
Evil Wanda. Oh my god.
It doesn't seem
We're gonna see so many doppelgangers of important characters fighting themselves. It's incredible. Okay, this octopus is really cool. I hope Wong survives throughout the movie because that would honestly be massive if he doesn't survive. It's so close. May 6th is so close, but it feels like it's so far away, honestly. Because honestly, I don't know. Well, I guess there is going to be other Marvel stuff between, this trailer releasing in May 6th. But still, I'm just so excited for May 6th to just come around already, because as you just saw in the trailer, there were so many things to break down, so many things that we can just sit here and talk about, so many theories that can come out of just these 2 minutes worth of frames that we just saw. Oh god, I think I need a moment to process what I just saw, because like I said, there's so many Easter eggs and so many things that I noticed. There was a voice that I recognized, and we saw a few new characters. Like there was this girl that kept coming up again and again. There was a Minotaur, there was an octopus, and obviously evil Doctor Strange, evil Wanda, and then Wong is probably fighting Doctor Strange as well. So much stuff that happens. I just need a second to take a breather. So let me do that right now. Whoop! I'm back. So I just need to take a quick little breather to kind of process my thoughts and kind of figure out what the heck just happened, and also maybe go online and see if some of my theories match what people are saying online. And I was very happy I did so, because there were so many cool little things that if you're not paying attention to the T to every little frame, you're gonna miss out on. And one of those things that maybe not even this trailer, literally the poster of this movie shows us, which I didn't even notice until I found it online, was the fact that we might probably see Peggy Carter, or Captain Carter, in this movie in some shape or form. Captain Carter kind of, well, I don't know where Captain Carter originates from, but the viewers have seen her initially from the What If episodes, and she played a massive role in that. And the reason this theory might hold true is because of the fact that there's shards in the main poster. So this is the poster I'm talking about, and on the very bottom right, that little shard you see there, that's her logo. Like that's how her shield looks like, and it looks different than Captain America's shield. So we can definitely say this is Captain Carter's shield. So she's probably gonna be in here somehow. The next thing I wanted to touch up on was that mysterious voice that I was talking about. That that we hear this voice for very few seconds, maybe 1 to 2 seconds, and immediately I recognized that voice, and I couldn't tell, who is this? So this is the voice I'm referring to.
We should tell him the truth.
And of course that voice was familiar. This is the voice of Patrick Stewart. And Patrick Stewart is the man who we all know as Professor X. Obviously, he's one of the main central figures in the X-Men comics and in the X-Men movies. And I've seen pretty much all of them besides maybe one of them. But he's such a the kind of character that has so much gravitas. When he's on the screen, you're watching him, because he just has that that gravitas, like I said. But it's going to be exciting to see him, because so far he hasn't been a part of the MCU, and so this is probably going to be the first time we see him integrate into the MCU. And a lot of the comic buffs online are posting that maybe this is because of the fact that we're finally going to see the Illuminati. And I personally didn't know what this Illuminati is, but apparently in the comics, there's a Marvel Illuminati, and throughout the course of the comics, different people have joined on or left the Illuminati. And some of the main characters that have been on and off the Illuminati are some of the familiar names, like Doctor Strange, Captain America, Black Panther, Iron Man, and also a few other names that we haven't seen in the MCU, like Professor X, and some other names that I didn't recognize, who we may potentially see in this movie or maybe in the future movies. But if this theory is true, that'll be fascinating, because now we're going to have a whole another group, right? There's obviously the Avengers, there's the Guardians of the Galaxy, the Eternals. So there's so many groups that we have been exposed to throughout Marvel, throughout this whole Marvel journey. So maybe the Illuminati is going to be a whole another group, which maybe deals with multiversal issues or things of that nature. But it's going to be curious to, I'm very curious to see who's going to be a part of this. And I think this theory actually holds a lot of weight because of this exact frame from the trailer. In this, you can see that there's a bunch of chairs, and he's walking into a room, and it seems like kind of like a meeting, but kind of like a place where he's going to be told something. And that this is basically right after or right before we hear Professor X's voice. So that would make sense, because maybe Professor X is going to tell him about the Illuminati, and he's basically going to say, hey, come join the Illuminati, because it's finally time that we need you, and so on and so forth. Besides that, it seems that we're going to get a whole new character in this from this movie. And I'm referring to this one girl that we kept on seeing, or maybe not kept on seeing, but she saw her 2 or 3 times in the trailer. And she's definitely not someone we've seen in the MCU prior to this, so she's obviously a new character. And once I saw online, a lot of people were saying that this is America Chavez, who is also known as Miss America. So there's going to be a whole new superhero, and I'm curious to see how how she's going to be integrated into the MCU because she's super young. So this gives further like flame to the whole Young Avengers theory because if you don't know what I'm talking about, the Young Avengers concept is basically all of these young potential superheroes that are kind of building up, teaming up together to create a Young Avengers. And there's definitely a lot of candidates for that already, including maybe the new Hawkeye that we saw from the very recent show. So she could be in it. Obviously, this Miss America person, and there's a couple more, but I just want to focus on Miss America for now because clearly we did see her being introduced in this movie, and it seems like she's playing a role, especially when it looks like she's fighting some of these monsters along with Doctor Strange. And speaking of these monsters, we saw some Minotaur character. I don't know if that could potentially be a good character who's supporting our main people, or is this in opposition to our main characters? And also, we obviously saw a big octopus, and this octopus is it seems very interesting because while I have never seen this octopus before, it seems that this octopus has been in the MCU before and has fought different characters like Star-Lord, but mainly and primarily Doctor Strange in the comics. So I'm curious to see this little octopus as well, and it seems like Miss America is helping him fight this octopus and maybe kind of come into her own. But besides that, there's definitely a lot more Easter eggs that we'll probably notice as the days goes on. Just pause each and every little frame, and I'm sure you'll find so many little things. But outside of these 3 or 4 things that I've brought up, I have 2 theories of my own. Well, I guess one thing I just wanted to touch on, and then one big theory of my own. And one more thing that I wanted to touch on was obviously all the evil versions of our main characters that we see. Like here we see WandaVision's evil version, we see Doctor Strange, and then we also do see Doctor Strange fighting Wong. So there's going to be a lot of infighting or fighting themselves, which is going to be crazy because how do you fight yourself? Because you know yourself the most out of anyone in the world. So how can you defeat yourself, right? So that's got to be a lot of fun. But the theory I wanted to touch on, which I didn't see anywhere online, which I was kind of surprised about, was Kang. At one point in the trailer, I even said, oh, those stairs look a little bit like the stairs to Kang's castle from Loki. And, I mean, I'm not sure if those were the stairs to Kang's castle, but regardless, I think Kang is going to play a massive role in this upcoming phase. That has been established already based on Loki, and especially now that Doctor Strange has opened the whole world up of multiverses, there's so much that can happen, and I feel like a lot of the Kang variants are going to be on and off the screen in these upcoming movies, and we might not even know. So my theory is that some of the characters that Doctor Strange is probably going to fight, Doctor Strange and the others are going to fight in this movie, might even be Kang variants, but we're probably not going to know that they're Kang variants until 5 movies later, 6 movies later, and they're going to say, oh yeah, we've been fighting Kang all along, we've been fighting his different variants. And then maybe the end of this current Marvel phase is probably going to end with a big battle between all of our heroes and Kang, kind of like all of our heroes fighting Thanos. So I'm very curious, but I'm super excited, and I hope you are too, because oh my, this seems like basically taking Spider-Man to a whole new level, because that has so much hype and build up around it. But I feel like this has even more hype and build up, and you can see why, because so many new characters, old characters. And this whole multiverse thing just complicates things, but also makes them interesting. And I understand that for some of you, or probably most of you, including myself even, the whole concept of multiverses can be confusing because it's hard to really understand the rules of these multiverses, especially when there's so many different shows and they do their own thing. So it's like, okay, so what exactly, how can you go from one multiverse to another, so on and so forth. But I'm pretty sure that this Doctor Strange movie is going to make that pretty clear, or at least clarify a lot of the doubts, so there's no confusion about that going forward. But overall, I'm super excited, and it's going to be fun. All right, until then, keep on liking, subscribing, and sharing my videos. Peace.